Welcome back, everybody, to Cool Times Podcast, where we talk all things cool about the cold storage construction industry. Joining me to my right is my life and business partner, Miss Jenna Free. I am Vince Free. We are your co-hosts, and we are joined today by the spray foam expert in the cold storage industry, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Peter Bartell.
Hello.
Hello. Thanks for having me. We can finally make it work.
Yeah. And in studio too.
It took forever to get you on the show.
We do travel a bit, you know?
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Well, this is a cool segment because we do sponsorship spotlight. So this sponsorship spotlight podcast is obviously sponsored by Versi-Foam, which is your brand, and we appreciate your support.
Yes, thank you.
Your support helps us get all this cool equipment. All the it really helps us promote it, pay for all the editing and websites and stuff, and we're just promoting the industry and promoting the people in the industry. And as everyone knows, Jen and I started this podcast when the idea came from COVID, and no one could travel, no one could do sales calls,
Right.
and that was brutal. Dude, we couldn't leave our house. Remember that?
I still left.
Yeah.
We had to. We just
It
started.
took me 4 weeks, but
Exactly. You can't keep a good man down.
that's
Peter?
right. So some people out to dinners that weren't supposed to go out to dinners. But that's
Yeah.
okay.
Go to French Laundry?
Yeah.
No. So we started the podcast because we couldn't get people wanted to still travel and get their name out there and brand out there, but they couldn't. So if we did this, it'd be a platform for them to sell themselves, their product, their idea. Also talk about badass experience they've had in the cold storage industry and funny stories. And let me start with this one.
Uh-oh.
So
Oh boy.
Here you go.
Coming at me hot.
we're at Bahama Mar for our SEBA executive board meeting, our board meeting really, and you know, there's the people that know SEBA stands for Controlled Environment Building Association, and our board makes up 24 members now, 24 seats. And Peter, you've been on that board forever.
23 years.
23 years. My man.
Yes.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's supposed to be a 2-year term.
Whoops.
Yeah, no kidding. And we were I think we were by the pool, and you're like, hey, Versi-Foam, we got this. We're going to sponsor a gathering and a pool party. And it was wild. It was amazing. But what was really cool about it is that we got everybody on that board together. VIP, having some cocktails. But the best part about that was we all got to strategize and talk. Where can we take this to the next level? How can we spread the word? What can we do? It's those experiences and get people together. That's really badass, and it promoted a lot of good ideas.
That's the best part of that industry is it is a fun group of people.
It really
And they get together. We get the work done, but we have fun while we're doing it. And that's something I've always loved about that particular group versus everything else that we do.
Yeah, absolutely. But for all the listeners out there that don't know who Peter Bartell is or what Versi-Foam is, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got started, what is Versi-Foam, where did it come
Roll
from?
with it.
Just tell us, man. Tell the audience. Sure.
Well, as mentioned, Peter Bartell with Versi-Foam. I am the vice president and one of the owners. My stepfather, Richard Heitzer, started this back in 1981.
81.
He had been the national sales manager for Enviro Cold Storage Doors back at the time.
That's right.
And
Interesting.
he saw one of our competitors, these kits had started, and he saw there's going to be a big need for this.
Yeah.
And one of his coworkers ran the manufacturing plant back at Enviro, and the two of them got together, and the other guy's nephew, Cliff Finn, he actually invented our dispenser. And they started, and cold storage is our baby because that's where this all started. So Richard grabbed about 10 guys, some of the originals, some unfortunately have passed, but got together, and they pretty much all of them ordered a pallet on the spot, and that was the seed money to get it started.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, what Richard did, back in the day, you could buy a paper open-ended ticket and just fly and fly and fly until you came back.
Sure.
And he would go and he'd literally stay on people's couches, you know.
No way.
Yeah, it's crazy. Buzz Brown, you know, like stay at their house and just keep moving and just keep moving.
Yeah.
And he got it started, and then by the time he met my mom and married her in '84, only 3 years had gone by, and he's already got this business rolling. You know, and for me, he was awesome. You know, like he came in. You know, my mom was working stupid amount, 20 hours a day and stuff. So like I was just like. He was awesome, you know. Like he came in, you know. My mom was working, you know, bowling, mini golf, you know, and swimming. All this. He's taking me to breakfast by her, where she's a waitress, and then we go get haircuts. And he takes me, you know, bowling, mini golf, you know, and swimming. You know, so
I like it.
That's awesome. That's really good. You know, they got married. He became my coach. You know, he was a big baseball guy. He was an old umpire. You know. Second row behind the plate at the Brewers games. It was cool. It was a lot of fun growing up. I just kind of worked my way up. You know, going through school, I had never planned to go work for him. I thought I wanted to be an architectural engineer.
Could you imagine?
Right. I was big, you know, through school. I was a big restaurant guy. Just, you know, did the McDonald's. But everything, you take those tests and stuff, and everything pointed to architectural engineer. I'm like, all right, cool. So, well, hell, I got this awesome job as a manager at McDonald's. I want to stay close to home anyway. Well, UWM was #2 school in the country at the time for architecture. So, stayed home, commuted, went down to school there. Figured out in about 3 to 4 weeks I wasn't going to be an architect. So,
go Panthers.
Yeah, right. I quickly, you know, finished out that first semester and switched over. Into the business school thinking I'm going to go into hotel restaurant management because I'm like, yeah, catch up in the veins. I love this industry, you know. But by about junior year, Richard comes in and he sees I'm doing well in school, you know, and I work hard. I'm working 50 hours a week plus doing, you know, 16 to 18 credits a semester. So he's like, okay, you're getting it done. He's like, we're going to have an opening. I don't know when there'll be another one. And I had worked in the plant here and there in the summers, but he's like, if you want to come in, now's the time. Wow. So second semester junior year, I switched to night school and start working full time for him. Wow. And April 1st to be 27 years I've been doing this now. So yeah, it's a little crazy. I was living at home at the time, man, working there. So you know, you kind of go through the struggles initially, in an effort to not show favoritism. It sometimes went the other way, but our old VP, who has since passed, but Dan Sobey, he was a mentor for me, and he kind of became the go-between. He became my real boss, just to avoid a lot of that, and it worked out great. You know, we had a good little group, and things have just progressed forward over the years. It's really, from what we were to where we are now, is amazing.
It's an amazing
2006,
story.
Yeah, pretty fun. 2006, the guys that started the manufacturing plant, like it was technically two separate companies, so they were ready to retire then. So Richard and I bought that out.
Okay.
Brought everything in. We moved into one building, and it's just, and then again, you know, back then also we get 16, and it's like we're too big. We got to move. So next building. So we're getting bigger, and so it's continued to grow. You know, an amazing group of employees there. No one really leaves. People pretty much retire or die. It's it's crazy. I mean,
That's awesome.
Yeah. Some service girls, they're fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, Corey and Mark, they get out there, they're a blast. All my people on the manufacturing side are amazing. Richard still comes in when he's in town. They snowbird a little bit. They're in Arizona right now, but when they're in town, he comes in for a little bit every day. So keeps an eye on things. It's his baby, you know. He started it all. It's still his baby. So, but yeah, it's fun. Got a great group of people, like I said. So, and I love it. I know it's interesting. We're the only family-owned company. I only have 3 true competitors. You know, everything else is like a private label or something. But it's it's people that are owned by huge conglomerates. You know, your DAP and DuPont, and then there's a European company. But no one else is us. And we get calls weekly. We bought. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I like to travel. I love to see you guys. I love to see all our people. I mean, had a great dinner last night with some old customers and our reps that have been around since the 80s. Like, it's awesome. That's what's kind of fun being down in Dallas, because you have a lot of people down here that have been around forever. So glad I can come on this one and do this.
In every city I go to and I'm traveling, and sometimes you're just there because you have reps all over the place.
Mhm.
I mean, it's insane how large of a market.
As small of a portion of the buildings as it is,
Yeah.
it's amazing the outreach. I mean, I do all our international travel. We're all over the world. You know, we're not just in the U.S. in this industry. This is just one industry of ours.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So we do Korea, Taiwan, Singapore, Japan. You know, we're in South America, New Zealand, Australia.
Sure.
My main rep for Europe's in Belgium, so we go over there, and then but then they are throughout all the other countries. It's kind of a cool thing. You know, actually, I do need to get back out because that was one of the things I had planned in 20 was I had an around the world trip coming, New Zealand, Australia, Singapore, Belgium, and then a month later was the Korea, Taiwan, Japan. And now that has happened still. And it's like every time it's like, hey, I'm going to come over, then all of a sudden, like Belgium, like, well, we're a little scared right now again, so you can't come in.
What are they scared
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
of? What are they scared of?
Little vitamin C and some vodka. I'm having no problems.
No
I heard
problem.
vitamin D is what.
Yes, that helps too. Yes.
I just
Little
listened.
garlic.
I just listened to. I never liked Russell Brand, ever. Like friggin' Sarah Marshall. Like I loved him in that movie, and I'm like Russell Brand. You know, I thought he was like a UK dweeb, or I didn't like the guy. But listening to this guy talk for 3 hours, he is one of the most intelligent human beings
Oh,
I have
yeah.
ever heard. He is insanely intelligent.
Here's things you've never heard about Russell Brand.
Seriously.
No, he is. Well, and I think you get that from.
I brought it up because they really dive into the whole COVID.
You've seen
Everything
my
going
regimen.
on. Oh, yeah.
You've seen my supplements that I
Well,
take.
yeah. I
And
think
that's
supplementation is very important.
Tell you though, I go back right back to Cliff, the guy that designed their gun. He was the one that came to me in February of 20, and he's like, start taking this. And it was like, Alice, it's a garlic and vitamin C thing. Then he came in chaga mushroom, and he's like, get on the vitamin D, 10,000 IU a day. You know, and everything he said has been, it works for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not maxed,
Yeah.
and you know, I've never gotten this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and I travel nonstop.
You do travel
Nonstop, including all of 20.
Mm-hmm.
It was 4 weeks I was on the road.
Mhm.
Drove to Louisville, went and saw a customer.
Yeah.
They boom, got on a plane a week later and just started going. That was kind of crazy. Big 6 people on the plane.
Oh, it's wild.
Gosh, it was wild
Yeah.
when there were only like a few bodies on the plane.
Yeah, it was different. It was very different. Flight attendants wouldn't even get up.
No.
Bring your own, okay.
Totally.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I mean,
teach their own. It's
Teach
just,
their own.
Hey, listen, it doesn't
That
bother
makes
me.
you happy.
It doesn't impact me. It doesn't
Yeah.
bother me. You want to be, do you. I don't care.
as long as I don't have to wear one, don't
Yeah.
tell me what to do, I'm happy.
Yeah. I mean, but just maybe read it.
Yeah.
You'll learn a little bit more.
Enough of that.
Enough of that. We don't need to get into that because we can probably
We can make it.
That's a whole podcast for 2 hours.
That's
talking
nothing
about
to do,
that. You know
yeah.
what I mean? That's nothing to do with spray foam and how badass Peter.
It's not a very cool time.
Oh, no pun intended.
You know.
Well, since you've been in this industry story, if you're willing to share, we are not a PG.
Putting me on the
podcast.
spot. Eh?
Well, I'm
So
sure you
many.
have so many that you can pick
Yeah,
from.
you gotta think of what you can actually talk
You talk
about. There's so many. I mean, because think of these different trips we take. One, we go to some pretty cool places. Like I highly,
So many
if you're in this industry and you don't come to our convention, you're nuts.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
I know.
granted, we do a little more work now than we used to. It used to be a couple hours a day. It seems like expanded to about half a day now.
We're
But,
gonna talk about the changes of the industry
Yeah,
of that
yeah.
conference. We can talk about it. I think that's worth talking.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
How it's
But
evolved.
I mean, you can't. There's so many different things from the experience. I mean, some of us we caught a hammerhead shark together. Like, what? When do you do that? You know, I mean, that's fun stuff. Just the parties, the theme stuff, the number of people you've met,
Oh, yeah.
and just when you think of like your Buzz Brown, your Tom Trueller, your Bill Mountains, like some of these guys that have passed, but like they're such dear friends. They're legends. Some of my best friends in the world are out of this industry.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, obviously
Not by
yourself,
choice.
Nick Steiny, you know, people like that I've known forever.
Yeah.
You know, and it was cool. Like one of the coolest things really coming into this industry is, yeah, I work, you know, with my stepdad, but it isn't like you work for your dad. Well, half the industry works for the dad or the grandpa, or, you know, it's like we all came in. I knew half of my customers since I was 10 years old,
Mhm.
you know, so when I came into this, it's just, it's crazy. You have like an instant relationship, and what's cool is everyone's very accepting. So even when I was in my mid-20s, I already knew people, and like Rob Foster, he was one that always right away was to
Yeah.
take you in. Hanson,
Yes.
Dawson. I mean, all these different people that are in this industry
Such
that
great
are just, they're friends. It's, yeah, they have to work together. I mean, you and I hang out how often? You know, I mean, I haven't seen you since what, last week? Yeah, that's a good
Been to a
experience.
couple of hockey games.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the Stanley Cup get raised. So I talk about a cool moment.
Oh yeah.
You and I are at T-Mobile. It's brand new. It's first season of the Vegas Golden Knights. They go. We're out there with a couple friends that have played AHL, NHL. We got Vince. We got a guy from DC who was born and raised and loves the Capitals. And we see Ovechkin raise the cup together. You know, talk about a cool moment. That was effing cool.
Dude, that was effing cool.
And being there with that particular group and like guys that were just like enamored, like, do you know this is why we played hockey. This is what we want to do. We want to raise that. And just for them to even just see that live,
Yeah.
like, and experience that together with them. Yeah, that was cool. And what did we do again last year? Yes, we did.
It's tradition.
Yes. We do have a little bit of a tradition of going to a Stanley Cup game every year together.
Yeah, and which I'm thankful for that because my favorite hockey team growing up still are my favorite hockey team. It's Penguins. And you know that I love Mario Lemieux. You know I love Jaromir Jagr is my favorite player.
That's why you play hockey.
That's why we're 68, right? Jagr's and obviously I love Crosby, right? But I got to meet my childhood like favorite players,
Where
right?
was that?
I met Mario Lemieux in Nashville at a Stanley Cup game. Nashville versus Penguins. What was that a Stanley Cup game?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
That was the first one we went to, and that was the thing we kind of talked about it because neither team was really expected to go to the final that year.
Yeah.
Like, if they play each other, we're going, and that was the first one we did.
It was. And I remember, I think it was during like the second period. In the middle of the game, I got up out of the seat, used the restroom, and the hallways, right? The game's going on.
Yeah,
Like
club
club level, people don't get out of their seats during when the puck's in action. The Stanley Cup, you're watching the game.
Yeah.
But I had to use the restroom. I go out there and out of the skybox or out of the box, the suite, walks Mario Lemieux.
Right.
Big guy. and I look at him, I'm like, Mario, what's up, man? He's like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, dude, I'm a huge fan. I'm like, can I get a picture? And he's like, yeah, sure. And I saw this, this is bad. I saw this like 14-year-old kid. Like, yeah, I'll take it. So he took the picture of me. And then Mario was on his way to the bathroom. And 14-year-old kid's like, oh, can I get a picture of Mario? I was like, I gotta use the restroom. I'm sorry. And like, he ran to the bathroom.
So you got it.
So I got the picture.
You were in a Penguins jersey.
To be fair, I was.
Was it a Jagr or a Lemieux?
I was in a Crosby jersey.
You were in a Crosby. Okay. I knew you were in a jersey though. I remember.
Which Lemieux was? Crosby. I mean, Crosby stayed in Lemieux's basement in Pittsburgh. His rookie year. Talk about staying in people's houses.
Speaking
on
of
the couch
basements,
starting,
we go down into the Lexus Lounge in the basement of the arena. They wouldn't let him in until he bought a Predators t-shirt and put it on over his jersey because it's all friends and family of Predators. And we knew a few guys on the team at the time, so they got us down there, but he was not going to get in until he bought it.
They would not let me
He had to buy. They didn't just give it to him. He had to buy the t-shirt.
Yeah, I believe it.
What a racket.
That's
Weird, I've
fantastic.
never seen that T-shirt again.
I might have it. I think I might give it to
I gave it
me.
to Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave it to Austin. And then, speaking of the Vegas Cup raise, on our way into the elevator, here's a cool one.
Yep.
On our way in the elevator is my favorite player of all time, Jagr. He's with his like 19-year-old model chick from Czech. And it's just them two and I in the elevator going up. I'm like, holy shit, that's Jaromir effing Jagr. Like, this is my boy, dude. Like, you know, I like this guy more than I like Justin Timberlake and Brett Favre.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like, Jagr, huge fan. Can I get a picture? He was the coolest guy. Yeah. Doesn't speak very good English. Yeah. So it's like, you know, model 19-year-old chick took a photo of Jagr and I in the elevator going up to the suite to watch the game.
That's awesome.
Sick.
It's crazy how you do run into some of these people. I mean, I remember I'm sitting at a table, at a blackjack table at the Cosmo in Vegas, obviously. It's like 2 a.m. and just kind of looking, and it's me, it's Jeff Wearsome, another one of my best friends who we know about.
Jeff is great.
Miss him so much. But yeah, Steiny, Wooly, myself,
Yeah.
and we're sitting there, and all of a sudden I see Jeremy Roenick. And for me, seeing Jeremy Roenick is like you seeing Jagr.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, I just got up. I had like a $350 bet on the table. I'm just like, guys, watch that. I'm like, and I'm walking over, these two big guys kind of get up, and Roenick looks at me, he's like, I think the fat white guy's okay. I'll say hi, you know? And he comes up and says hi. And he's like, do you want a picture? I'm like, So I'm all excited. So I meet him, talking to him. I'm like, this is awesome. And then you get the embarrassing moment. Next time I see him in the Harris Club at the Blackhawks game, I'm like, oh my God, there's Rodak. I'm going to go say hi again. I go, well, up there, the chairs are like office chairs. They're on wheels and stuff. Of course, I trip over one of the chairs and I'm going to go say, I'm like, I'm just going to keep walking, not even acknowledge him. Like, nothing to see here, nothing to see here. I was so embarrassed.
Dude, Rodak is one of the coolest cats.
So I get to most of them, and I might have missed the one.
So this one, so we're at dinner at Bob's Steakhouse, and I'm walking in, Jeremy F. And I'm like, that's Jeremy Rodak. I am gonna get up out of my.
Oh, yeah.
He was gone for the whole
he's top
dinner.
five.
I am
favorites
getting
of all
out
time.
of my. I'm standing up, dinner with customers. I'm like, guys, Jeremy Rodak. I gotta say hi to him, or I'm gonna regret it.
Yeah.
So, and
He's a good dude.
he's got 2 handles of whiskey. He started his own whiskey,
Yes.
and it's a flavored whiskey,
It's
Oh,
so
wow.
good.
and it's so good. And he
It's a chocolate and like an orange.
yeah, it's like a
Flavor.
chocolate flavored whiskey and an
Mhm.
orange flavored. You would love it. And I just like, dude, I'm a huge freaking fan. Like, who isn't a Jeremy Ronak fan from the United States that are our age?
Right, yeah,
you know.
exactly.
So he cool as cat. Talked to me for like 30 minutes, just bullshit about hockey,
That's
and got a picture with him. And then Matt Ott, you know, president CEO of
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
the GCCA and CBA. He is literally like fangirl
Oh, that's awesome.
Jeremy Ronak. Like,
Yes.
it is his favorite hockey
That's
player of all time. And Matt is a hockey. He's
Mhm.
and Matt. I go, hey Matt, can I introduce you to Jeremy Ronak? He's like, I go, he's right here. He's like, his face is
Oh,
like,
Yeah, his
awesome.
face changed.
my God, you're kidding. You introduce me? I'm like, yeah, come on. So hey, I go,
when
Jack.
you gather yourself, then we'll go talk. Yeah.
So then I get all. I go, hey JR.
I got buddies with
Yeah,
him. It's my
right.
boy, you know.
Yeah. Oh, JR, I gotta introduce you to my buddy Matt. He's a huge fan. He's, hey, what's up, man? I got a picture with him and Matt got a picture with just him. And dude, he spent all the time in the world. And then we started talking about, I can connect you with him. Would that be cool? And he's like, oh, you do that for me? I'm like, absolutely.
Yes, I would.
Yes, yes.
So he's like, he goes, we'll take down my cell phone number and connect me tomorrow with him. Okay. So he's like, he literally texted me his V card. Like, so I got JR's number in my
Oh my
phone
God.
right now. And I shit you not, I texted him the next day. I connected him with my buddy Paul, who
Mhm.
works
Yeah.
very well connected
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
liquor industry in Vegas. And they just, I mean, long thread of text and who to connect, and he's connecting with all the people. And I'm like, dude. So
That is so cool.
I didn't mean to steal your cool story.
No, you're awesome, man. That's where we live. Hockey.
That's a cool
It's
story.
small hockey, man. Smaller.
Dude, it is small. And then after, that conference, after Matt Ott settled down a little bit,
Yeah.
he can't stop talking. But speak,
It's cool. It's a cool thing, like to meet someone that you have that
But
much
it's not just a
admiration for.
handshake.
Right.
It's
I
a
know.
conversation. And I think a lot of people go through where they meet like people that they admire and they
Don't have. So when you meet someone that you admire that much and you have like eye contact and one-on-one conversation, like that stays with you.
Mhm.
Like it's so validating. Like, okay, my admiration for you is validated. Like you are a good person. Like,
you do love your fans.
Yeah.
that's so true.
Like, I want to meet Jimmy Buffett so bad. I've dreamt it happens. I cry. I'm like, maybe I don't want to meet. I just want to say thank you.
How do we get you to meet Jimmy Buffett?
I don't know. I've tried.
You've tried.
Yeah, I do have an autographed picture from him.
Okay.
So when I had my 40th birthday party out on the roof at the Margaritaville in Vegas,
Yeah.
like
oh my
autographed these by
gosh,
10.
that's
I'm like,
amazing.
I did cry when I got that. I'll be honest. It's pretty awesome. I was like,
That's so
got a couple fist bumps at the show. I got 2 flip flops and a wristband from him. Like he hands them to me. You know, I'll just
How cool is
Make-A-Wish kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was me.
Justin Timberlake.
I believe
Your
that.
face.
Yes, I get it.
Freaking
Your
VIP seats by the bar at floor seats at last Timberlake
Mhm.
tour, man. He's walking by. I do super cool, like casual, like, no, I do super cool, casual, like, hand out or whatever. He just comes, looks at me, and just gives me a freaking high five. I'm looking at Jen. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Like the look on his face, like his eyes got so wide, and he was like, "Did you just see that?" And I was like, "Yup, saw it."
And all the chicks around me were like, "Oh my God, you touched Justin Timberlake," and I'm like, "You know it."
Yeah, they were pretty jealous.
They
The
were
girls
jealous.
around you.
I know. Could have sung that.
DR
Yes.
had it been DR.
It was. It was.
Yes,
in the
went
restaurant.
to JR because they had that. It was
Karaoke
the
machine.
bar. Oh, we're talking about two.
That was Mexico.
Well, you've had many.
Growing up here, I wanted.
I'm not jealous. Love you.
I mean,
pretty man.
why would I lie to you?
I know. I
Peter, I'm not
I'm
shocked.
pretty sure I have video. But one trip, they were doing karaoke.
Oh my God.
And literally, he's up there dancing. Like, you're just karaoke, and he's got like this routine that he's doing.
Yes,
I
routines,
always come
yes.
back a little small.
And literally, the staff came up behind him and started like mimicking his move.
Oh, that's
I had
And
a
he didn't
boy
even
band
realize
behind
it
me.
was happening until he did like
fantastic.
this one turn move.
And
he
they're all
saw
there.
it, and he's like, "Oh my God, it's happening!"
I'm in a boy band.
My mom was recording the whole thing. It was
That's fantastic.
Huh.
Oh, good.
You guys suck. Well, anyways, let's get back to business here,
Okay.
okay? This is
Back
fun
to
enough.
business.
So let's segue from Matt Ott in SEBA.
Mm.
So a lot of people don't understand the history of SEBA and where it came from, what it was before, right? Because it was IASIC.
Yeah.
And IASIC started a very, very, very long time ago. Do you remember?
It was before my time.
So when
Richard Heitzer was a part of that actually when that all started way back when. But yeah,
Tell
I
us
mean,
the history
it goes way back. And these guys just like, hey, let's get this particular industry together. Let's get the contractors together. This particular industry is for the contractors.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, you have the IRW, but that's really more that caters to the owners, whereas the SEBA does, the old IACSIC and now SEBA, that is for the contractors. There's education there. It is to get these guys together and and us vendors, we get to cater to the contractors there and get everyone together. And it is meant to be a good time. This last one was, I was like, whoa.
For the day
And,
we were
It
there.
was.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
It's
right.
exciting to see it grow.
But yeah,
As I was kind of saying, part of why I
it seems like we're trying to turn it into IRW, and that's not what it is.
Mhm.
And this is meant to be a fun yet educational
Yeah.
group.
Totally.
I love the board meetings we've been doing, the retreats where we actually do accomplish a lot more than just the 4-hour meeting that we have annually. By having that retreat, that has done a lot. I do think that has really helped.
Yeah.
Helped even with the name change. Even I mean, that was one retreat alone.
That's all we talked
Really, yeah,
about. Branding.
yeah, it really
Branding
was,
the
but
name
it
changes.
helps. And
IASIC was hard to pronounce, and no one knew what the acronym meant. Not hard to pronounce, but you say IASIC. Sounds like clear throat, So, but it started to spin off what you're saying. It started from all the good old boys.
oh yeah,
A long, long time ago. And it was a write-off. It was a vacation. And then they could just write off the vacation, but also have a good time, collaborate, talk business, and then it just grew from there. And they started inviting suppliers and vendors, and all of a sudden, it turned into a thing. It turned into an association.
yeah,
And it was
it's amazing.
established. And then it went from 50 people to 100 people, 150 people. And then those big old conference
400.
rooms. And now
Yeah.
it's 400 today.
Yeah.
And it's only going to get bigger as we invite more end users to the show, which is our ultimate goal. We want end users to come that want to build a building, but don't know how or who to hire, right? So, many, many times it's still happening. These cold storage, food processors, or 3PLs, they're building these buildings. Fire and general contractors have never done this before. They've never heard the terminology spray foam. What's spray foam, right? They're building churches and schools,
Mhm.
so oftentimes they're not building it right, and they're just creating problems for the owner down the road. And then they're calling us,
To
like,
come
"Hey,
fix it.
yeah, hey, we got leaks everywhere.
You're kidding.
What are we doing?" It's like, who did this job for you? Oh, I see they're the largest, school builder in North America. They ever built one of these before? No. Oh, okay. So we're trying to educate people, right? And
Yeah.
get them to the show that are going to build something, so they can talk to all that, right? They can talk to you about why we spray foam and why we spray foam and this and that, and why we insulate this way. What's a vapor barrier? Why the refrigeration system? What refrigeration system? You want a Alta Expert unit? The Freon. Is there a lot of space you're cooling at once? Is it ammonia? What's your application? Are there a lot of small rooms? All these things that go into building these.
What's your roof detail? What's your
Yeah.
I mean, it's,
What's your roof
well,
detail?
do you want it to rain in your building or not?
Yeah.
It's like,
Exactly. So
well, and even now with the transition on the name, I mean, it goes from just cold storage to cold controlled environment. Well, all these CBD buildings, all this sort of stuff, like
Yes.
who better to build those buildings than the people that know how to control your environment better than anyone else?
Exactly.
I mean, it's unreal. The people that are educated.
Yeah.
And what's neat too is you can go through, you're with the right people that know what they're doing. You have people you can ask questions to, their certifications, there's a lot happening there.
So Versi-Foam, as it's not only a growing company, but you're evolving. Your product line is evolving because we're getting hit with a lot of regulation in the environment and the chemical. What chemicals can you use? Can you not use?
That's constantly
HFO.
evolving. Yeah, like
So
right now.
it's not sexy, but let's talk about
Yeah, right now, I mean, the biggest one is
They're trying to go to the low GWP across the board, and so they have to change the blowing agent. And so we're switching to the HFO. Right now, there's 10 states that you have to use it in, and we have that formulation, and it's there, ready for it. But it's really in transition now where probably within the year, it's going to be across the board.
Just
So
change it.
everyone's going to be using,
it.
yes.
Just change
and
it.
it's gotten to the point where you barely get 133 anymore.
And even if you can, they're charging you more for it than HFO now. But, it is what it is. And you move forward and we adapt and overcome and keep moving along. So fortunately, I got the right people in back to make that happen. And I mean, obviously, you guys came out of California. You're already using it out there. It's being used.
Whoa. Put the brakes on came out of
You left California, I should say.
You left California, yeah. But
That's very cool. So any exciting, tell anything more that Versi-Foam is product-wise coming out with? Are you doing anything different? Anything that we can look forward to or seeing at the end of the year that you want to talk about? Or no?
the HFO stuff is obviously the one thing that is happening that everyone knows about. We have some interesting stuff coming down. You'll probably see within the next month or two that I'm not going to talk about yet today. But there is some fun stuff that you've actually been a part of with me on, but in the background.
I've
So
seen it, yeah.
yes, so
I've seen it and I like it.
me too. I'm excited. I was hoping
to have it out by the trade show. We're actually at the roofing show right now in Dallas, which is why I'm down here. But we're rolling some stuff.
I mean, people are probably going to be listening to this. So Peter was at the roofing show 2 months ago.
Yeah.
We don't know how Marquette did in the basketball
Yeah.
tournament.
We're still.
We
we're
won't
still
know in
waiting.
this
Yeah.
podcast.
Selection Sunday's not for a couple more days.
You will know who won the NCAA tournament at the end of this when you listen to the podcast. Well, hey, who's going to win the NCAA tournament? Who's going to win?
Yeah.
Give me your. And this is we're going to have receipts.
I don't know right now. I don't think it'll be Wisconsin. I'm kidding. They're done. They are actually officially done already as of yesterday. But I don't know. Some people are saying UCLA. I don't see it, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm still enjoying the conference tournaments right now and have multiple bets going as we sit here.
Yes.
But
I'll take Houston.
Do you need a moment to check your phone?
I'll take it away.
Just
I
kidding.
can wait.
I'll take
You're gonna take Houston.
Yeah. Who do you got? Name one.
You're gonna put me on the spot on that, eh?
And if any of us are right, whoever's right gets a bottle of tequila.
All right, Gonzaga.
Oof. Jenna, pick a team.
Marquette.
There you go. There you
Wait,
go.
I am gonna look now because
I might be out already.
No, they're still going whether they win
They're
or
gonna-
lose today.
They're
They're
So-
going to be just fine.
Yeah.
They're
Better
down a
get
little
it.
bit right now to see John. They're going to be they're going whether they
Well, Jenna, do you have anything more to add for our
Well,
boy?
I would love.
For you to let our listeners know where they
go to Versi-Foam.com.
You'll find us there. Find us on Facebook, Twitter. We're around.
can all the socials.
Yes. If you need something, call in. We answer our phones with people that know what they're talking about. It's very helpful. Yeah,
That's such a
it's
good
amazing how that
business model.
works, right?
It works.
I don't
Yeah.
understand what happened to that business model.
Yeah,
And
phone
then-
calls still work. They're amazing.
Totally.
But
And there's a lot of low tech contractors like us at Breeze Construction buy a lot of spray foam.
Yeah,
Buy a lot of spray
use
foam
it, but
from you.
also
And
resell it.
So there are probably some low tech contractors listening right now that don't buy Versi-Foam. We're gonna change that. How do they buy it? How do they get a hold of you and buy
Go to versifoam.com or
call us 800-657-0702.
it? There you go. That's great. And I'm gonna be cognizant of your time and go to my favorite rapid round question, this or that.
okay, let's do
Do
it.
you want to do that?
I'll roll with you on it, absolutely.
I'm not going to give you a this or that question now, but I'm going to get you warmed up a little bit, lubricate you. So,
My
goodness.
goodness.
Bringing in the Kentucky jelly.
There you go. Nice. So, Jimmy Buffett is your boy.
Yes, sir.
Favorite Jimmy Buffett song? Go.
One particular harbor.
There you go.
Favorite place you've seen him?
Favorite place I've seen him. That is an interesting question because I've seen him 63
I
times.
know you have.
Alpine Valley is amazing,
Yeah.
and that's a total homer call. But even if you read the band bios, that is one of their favorite places to play. So what's cool when they play there is they seem pumped up, like
Yeah.
they seem excited to be there. Every so often, yeah, maybe going through the motions, but like Cincinnati, Alpine, those seem to be like their two favorite places to play. Very cool, and like I said, well, this is the last one last year. He actually probably the best set list I've ever seen him play.
Yeah.
But I will say the coolest moment was we were in Chicago at the Fire Stadium.
Yeah.
Holly and I got tickets. Like it was it wasn't right when they went on sale. It wasn't right before. Found them pretty reasonable for front row seats for Buffett. We got $400 tickets. That is extremely cheap for Buffett front row.
Yeah.
Our seats, the microphone literally split our
The two front center seats. Very humid day. They had this huge digital
background. They lost power. They lost their power. So the band couldn't play, and he still hit. For some reason, his mic was still working. Then that went, and he looks at me and he goes, "What should I play?" You and I start singing it, and people eventually start singing around. Like, please play Tin Cup, because Tin Cup Chalice, probably my second favorite song, but he never plays it. I've seen it maybe 7 times total now live in all those shows. This is back longer ago. And so there we are singing Tin Cup. My one buddy's in the 17th row. He's like, "That's fucking Tin Cup," and he's like, so you can see him out in the words. But that was cool, and actually someone videoed it, and it's on YouTube somewhere. I actually have seen a video of
Everybody
it.
starts.
Yeah, people started going. The
whole
song.
stadium.
It was cool. It got back. I know it got back at least past 40 rows. Because I know he was going. So that was pretty cool. That was a neat moment. But favorite venue, I mean, Alpine is pretty sick.
You had a lot of Margaritavilles. How many?
At this point, it's over 20, but there's so many more now, and there's
Favorite
constantly opening.
Favorite one?
Vegas.
Vegas.
Yeah, if you're going to a resort, the Hollywood Beach one in Florida, but Vegas is just because the friendships I have there. I mean, I've actually stood up in one of the bartenders' weddings. Like,
That's amazing.
I'm out there a lot. I mean, I was just out there with some last week. All these people, and some of these people have already been to my house. You already knew like a lot of the people. It's kind of crazy.
That's
Like
awesome.
when we do our pre-party for Buffett every year, when he plays Alpine, I mean, we should bring in 1 or 2 of the bartenders from Margaritaville, Vegas, come and tend bar at the house. So
That's so cool.
it's kind of fun. Yeah, like we have some very long-term friendships there. And yeah, my picture's on the wall as you walk towards the bathroom.
Oh my
so-
gosh, I can't wait to see
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Next
There's
time
about
we're in
20
Vegas.
that's kind of fun. But
Yes.
I'm kind of
What are you guys doing? You guys want to go to Phoenix tonight? He's playing.
Let's go. All right, let's get into this or that here, my friend. All right?
Okay,
I'm going to ask you this or that question, and you got to pick one.
I gotcha.
All right. Air guitar or air drums?
Ooh, air guitar.
Guacamole or salsa?
Guac if I make it without onions.
Boxers or briefs?
Boxers.
Vacation or staycation?
Vacation.
Netflix or Hulu?
Ooh, boy. It's Letterkenny's on Hulu, so, But Netflix is just better on the downloads.
Are you a night or morning guy?
Yes. And you know this. I do both.
True.
Yeah.
just
Asked and answered, sir.
Really accurate for him.
yes.
I know.
I will see him when we are going to bed, and then I will see him at the gym in the morning.
Literally yesterday, one of my guys that's down there working with me, he's like, I don't know how you do this. How you do that, and then you're up. Like,
Yes.
You're a maniac. This one is my favorite. Rich and famous or rich and unknown?
ooh, rich and unknown.
Yes.
There you go. Awesome. Are you a poolside or beachside?
Ooh, again, that's a yes.
Pick one.
Depends on where.
Beach
Probably
side?
beachside.
Beachside? Okay.
Yeah.
Air hockey or table tennis?
Air hockey.
Oh,
Well, you knew that. That's before you asked. Now, if you said air hockey or bubble boy, then it's bubble boy.
Ooh, bubble
Oh,
boy.
see, yeah.
Bubble boy or air hockey?
Oh, yeah. No, it's bubble hockey. Yeah, bubble
That's
hockey.
insane.
It's,
That's
yeah.
insane. We need to get one for the office.
Yeah.
I saw one at a store. It's just,
I have one in my office.
I don't know. Sale.
Jenna, everything's for sale.
well, that's true.
So, two more.
Okay.
Cold beer or cold drink?
Cold drink.
Of course.
You know
I knew
this.
that.
You know
I
this. I don't drink beer.
people don't.
Most people know that.
Okay. And this one's gonna really sting if you don't care. But you got Justin
JT.
Timberlake or Justin
I know your question. It's JT.
What's your favorite JT song?
Only the one I sing with you.
Can't stop the feeling.
That's the one.
That's it. Yeah. I like
If I had to pick a favorite, that would.
If I was ringtone.
So.
I'm surprised it's not one of his songs is not your ringtone.
That's actually true. I don't have it.
No.
It's
Kind
kind
of funny. Like, oh, friends calling.
Exactly. Well, Peter, you are a phenomenal in studio. Thank you, Versi-Foam, and you for for this podcast and helping us spread the word and get it out there. You guys can follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, the socials. We are on YouTube. You can watch the video of this in studio. Look at my
It's not
voice.
that exciting.
Pretty quick. So if you're on YouTube, hit the red subscribe button. We are going to I'm gonna try to expand to Rumble. I would like to get on Rumble.
Okay.
Less censorship there. So don't laugh, I'm being serious.
No, I know you're being serious.
But no, I mean Apple Podcasts, you can listen to us on the road, you can listen to us in the bathtub, you can listen to us when you're working out, on your walk. I'm sure you might be doing that now. And we appreciate you for listening. Spread the word, share it. Yeah, that's it.
That's it, babe.
That's it. Peter,
Cheers.
Thank
Dude,
you, Peter.
Thanks for having me.
you were a badass guest, dude.
Thanks for coming in the
Thank you so
studio.
much. Until next time, guys.